I think His Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished foreign and domestic national observers, international and domestic observers, Your Excellencies, members of election management bodies, gentlemen of the media, good afternoon and welcome to the fifth and final briefing on preparations by the Independent National Electoral Commission for the conduct of the 2019 general elections in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This being the final briefing, the Commissioner has taken liberty to invite the Inspector General of Police to join us in this particular briefing. While he settles in, may I just quickly introduce members of the Commission for the benefit of those who were not here in the past couple of days to the stakeholders here present. The Chief Electoral Commissioner and the Returning Officer for the presidential election, Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Yakubu. Yakubu, please. He is the chief host for this gathering and will lead this briefing. To his left is the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abakar Adamu, who will give us a briefing, few remarks on the state of preparedness, especially as it relates to security matters for the election, police being the lead agency in electoral security architecture in Nigeria. To the right of the chairman of INEC is Mrs. May Agbamuche Mbu, legal practitioner and member of the commission. To her right, Malam Mohammed Kudu Haruna, National Commissioner. And to his immediate right, Adi Baba Shetima R4, also a member of the board, National Commissioner. And to his right, Dr. Adekunle Ogumola, a National Commissioner representing the Southwest. And Hajia Amina Zakari, Bala Zakari is the National Commissioner of the Commission as well. To the left of the Inspector General of Police is Festus Okoye Esquire, National Commissioner. Professor Antonia Simbini is next to him. Professor Kichuku Ibiano is next to her. And Engineer Abaka Nahuche, National Commissioner, is next to him. And the last, second on the list, is Prince Adedeji Solomon Shoyebi, National Commissioner. It's such a pleasure to have a very distinguished array of stakeholders and our international friends here for the briefing. I've seen several ambassadors, heads of missions here with us this afternoon. You're all welcome. And especially thank the presidents, vice president of sister countries who are here with us, either in their own capacity or heading observation missions. Good afternoon and welcome. Without wasting much of your time is well spent, may I respectfully please call on the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commissioner to give us his opening remarks in this, the fifth and last briefing on the elections. Professor Yakubu, please.
Your Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Liberia, who is also head of the ECOWAS Observer Mission, Madam President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former Vice President of the Republic of Gambia, Her Excellency Fatoumata Jallow Tambajang, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, national and international observers, my colleagues, chairmen of electoral commissions. I always like to recognize them for a special reason, which I'm sure you understand. We have the chairman of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, Gambia, representative of the Ghana Electoral Commission, Niger Republic, chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Cape Verde, a representation from ELECAM, Republic of Cameroon, and I welcome the bravest woman on the continent of Africa, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of the Republic of Somalia. Let me also welcome the former chairperson of the Electoral Commission Ghana and a member of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, who is serving on the ECOWAS team, Miata French. Let me welcome all the development partners and all our very important guests. I met a team from the Republic of Tanzania and South Africa, and all others from far and near. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 5 days, we have been giving you daily updates on preparations. Today is the last briefing before Nigerians go to the polls tomorrow. I am glad that the man in charge of the lead agency in election security, the Inspector General of Police, has joined us. Issues relating to election security will be addressed directly by the Inspector General of Police. Tomorrow is election day. A total of 72,775,502 citizens who have collected their permanent voters' cards are eligible to cast their ballots. Nigerians will elect a president out of a total of 73 candidates nominated by their political parties. Similarly, voters will choose 109 senators out of 1,880 candidates and 360 members of the House of Representatives out of 4,631 candidates. Elections will hold in 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Voting will take place in 176,973 locations, made up of 119,973 polling units and 57,023 voting points. We have engaged 825,543 ad hoc staff, ranging from presiding officers to collation and returning officers. We have mobilized 80,000 commercial vehicles and about 996 boats for the deployment of personnel and materials. And the materials include 707,892 ballot boxes and voting cubicles. And we are mobilizing these to various locations by land and sea. We have accredited 120 domestic and 36 international organizations, deploying a cumulative number of 73,000 observers. We have concluded the movement of personnel and materials to the 774 local government areas and the 8,809 registration area centers nationwide. All arrangements are now in place to facilitate the opening of polls at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Citizens can obtain locational directions to their polling units by visiting gotomypu.ng. They will access the locational name of their PU and a link to a Google map that will lead them to the PU. In the last 10 days, about 190,000 voters have utilized the various social media platforms to geolocate their polling units. Voting will be by continuous accreditation and voting system, and a voter will only be allowed to vote if his or her name is on the register of voters and after the verification of the PVC and authentication of his or her biometrics by the smart card reader. No genuine PVC, no voting. Telephones and other photographic devices may be brought to the polling units, but are not allowed in the voting cubicles. Other measures are in place to combat the menace of vote buying and other sundry electoral malfeasance. The Commission, with the support of the security agencies, is determined to extirpate this scourge from our electoral process by prosecuting anyone arrested. The sorting and counting of ballots will take place at each polling unit, while the first stage of the collation process takes place at the registration areas or wards. From there, collation and declaration will take place at designated local government area result collation and declaration centers for federal constituencies and senatorial districts. The final collation of presidential election results will be done here in this hall. Similarly, the National Situation Room located in this building will open at 6 p.m. today to monitor the deployment of personnel and materials across the country and throughout the polling period to receive and respond to inquiries associated with the elections from citizens as well as electoral officials and other stakeholders. The hotline for the National Situation Room is available on our website. The National Collation Center will open at 6 p.m. on Sunday, and this hall is going to serve as the National Collation Center. All polling agents, team leaders for domestic and international observers, and the media have been accredited for collation. We urge those who have not collected their access tags to do so at the Taraba Hall of the ICC, which is a building just opposite this main hall. Similarly, those that are interested in visiting the situation room will be admitted on the basis of the following schedule. Media, 11 a.m. to midday. Domestic observers, 2 to 3 p.m. International observers, 5 to 6 p.m. As we go to the polls tomorrow, I appeal to voters to be peaceful and orderly before, during, and after the elections. The police, working with other security agencies, have assured us of adequate security for voters, electoral officials, observers, and the media. May I also appeal to all to ensure compliance with the usual restriction of movement for those who are not observers or on essential duty. Only INEC is empowered by law to declare election results. I urge everyone to refrain from issuing any result. The Commission will work assiduously to ensure that the collation and declaration of results are done at the various levels expeditiously. On this note, it is my pleasure to invite the Inspector General of Police for a few remarks before we take your questions. Thank you.